The Moon is a natural satellite for the Earth, and it takes about 29.5 days for it to orbit, which is known as a lunar month. Science tells us it was formed about 4.5 billion years ago, not long after the Earth, and consists of mountains and craters covered in lunar dust. The word lunar comes from the Latin, and this ball of light in the night sky has been the inspiration for many myths as well as imagination and creativity in general. The moon has been worshipped throughout human history, with many ancient cultures having gods and goddesses dedicated to it, the most famous of them being Selene from Greek mythology, Diana, a Roman goddess, and Mani from Norse mythology. Humankind's fascination with the moon led to a space race to see which nation could be the first to actually land on it. In 1969, the world watched and listened to astronaut Neil Armstrong announcing, "The Eagle has landed," and later stepping out of Apollo 11 to declare to the world, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." Quite some feat when you consider that there is more technology in the average mobile phone of 2024 than when man landed on the moon. Moon dust previously collected has now been analysed and studied, with sodium and potassium being detected. The moon has great influence over the Earth, as the tides of the oceans and seas are created by the Earth and moon orbiting each other, causing the waters to rise and fall with the strong gravitational pull of the moon. Many of the craters that can be seen on the moon are actually called seas, and are of course void of water. The most famous of which is the flat region of the Sea of Tranquility, where Apollo 11 landed. The moon is of course at its brightest when it's full, with reflected light and air particles sometimes giving it colourful tinges. A blood moon or red moon can be seen when there is a total eclipse, and a blue moon is an extra full moon that can occur in certain seasons, since sometimes it can have a bluish hue to it with certain atmospheric conditions. The orbit of the moon around Earth takes just over 27 days and 29 days for around the Sun. A woman's monthly cycle is usually between 27 and 29 days, so it can be of no wonder that we are affected by the stages of the moon, especially women. In the past, this was put down to hormones acting up, or the time of the month. It is in fact a natural, physical, emotional, mental and spiritual reaction to nature. Some people are more in tune with nature than others, and feel the effects of the moon more than others. Perhaps this is why someone with prominent mood swings was referred to as a lunatic in previous times. The stages or timings of the moon are very important for the animal and plant kingdom. Many animals live their lives by the lunar clock. Baby turtles hatch after dark, using the moonlight as their guidance from the sand to the sea, and the mass spawning of coral and other sea creatures is triggered by the moon. Planting crops and growing food in tune with the phases of the moon has been done since time immemorial. Planting seeds that sprout fruit are best done when the moon is waxing, and rooting crops are best planted when the moon is waning, along with harvesting. Even amateur gardeners can do this by checking a moon diary to find out what to plant and when. In 1967, the Outer Space Treaty was signed, banning weapons of mass destruction in space. This was enhanced in 1979 to restrict exploitation of the moon's resources, and as of 2020, it's been signed by 18 countries. The moon is a heavenly body and therefore cannot be claimed or owned by anyone. She's beautiful exactly as she is, the bright side and the dark side.